Greetings, Jedi Traders. David here of TradingFibs.com. Bringing the daily trend for Week 14, Day 2. It is Tuesday, April 2017. National Walk Around Things Day. We'll get into that in a little bit here. Always please seek financial advisement when trading with your money. As these videos are for educational purposes only, support your knowledge in the market. See what's going through my head on any given day. Always make sure you have a solid trading plan. Always manage your stop when placing a trade. All right, Jedi Traders. Walking around things day, there's a little brick there. You can walk around the block and say you walked around the block. That's kind of day it was. Grind, but it was all uptrend. So market action took a little trip upside after yesterday's price action on the market. Overnight balance on the market profile. Let's get into the charts here as we saw them today. And then take a look at where price action is possibly headed overnight and what lies ahead for the week. Hey guys, VIX this morning opening price around 1291, so high 12s. We actually ended up bringing it down to 1179 today. Screen share overall in the market was pretty quiet, a little choppy, downtrend already on the three indices to the downside. Again, you can capture these charts here, both in the pre-market trend, posted 15 minutes prior to the market open, and then in the trading session recap, which we're going through here now. As the NQ pre-market, we were looking upside. 54.29 up to 54.68, and bang, to the bell, ring it right there, about a point shy to the close here at 5 o'clock, 54.49.75. Very impressive. We close out the day here at 54.48. Very nice move to the upside. 53.90 down to 53.12, bringing in a low today here of 54.06. So really never tagging anything lower than really the support level downside here on the NQ. TPO overnight was 100% net short. You can take the close from yesterday's TPO time profile, and you have yourself price action holding underneath. Here's your Globex high, Globex low. So any price action leading into today's session, you want to see as we were holding up closer to the mid-range at the market open here. We opened up here at 54.11 today. So actually, I apologize. We were holding at the lowers towards the Globex low, getting down to a low 54.0675, which was the Globex low. So tap the Globex low and just lift it from there, but never coming down below the Globex low. Question was, were we going to be able to break the Globex high today? All right, so that was our NQ pre-market. Taking a look at the ES pre-market here on the screen share. We were looking ES upside 23.51 up to 23.65.75. So we hit a high today of 23.58.75. So coming in right at the resistance around here on the MML's 15-minute chart. Very nice move. Again, for this week, really struggling around the weekly VWAP here on the 60-minute chart. Really not being able to gain some traction here. We'll take a look at the bigger picture here today. Also on the daily chart, 4-hour chart. Again, Globex bringing it back down to the support, but ending back upside within this consolidative range that we continue to hold in. All right, so there was the ES, and just pop up here the Globex TPO. This is with the Shadow Trader analysis posted here on my own charts, but credentials all to Shadow Trader for pointing out where we are. Good analysis each morning, and his webinars with James Dalton. Check them out if you're wanting to understand a little bit more. But again, poor highs here from back the end of March. 100% net short overnight. So we're looking both down to the lows here, Globex low, and looking down to the lows here on excess from yesterday's low at 23.40. And so really, overall market looking balanced. So we wanted to see if we were going to hold that Globex low and if we can lift above yesterday's point of control here, as well as yesterday's gap. All right, so there was our pre-market analysis on the TPO with two value areas from yesterday. There's our net short and an average daily range of 16.19. Again, how is that plotted? It's plotted basically off the Globex low to high. So off the Globex low plus 16.19 gives you an ADR high. Globex high, downside to the ADR low, 16.19. Again, if you want to come up with a number that would take the low of the session at any point where a low is determined, you could plot then the low, add the ADR 16.19, and you would get a higher average daily range. But these are just base plotted on the Globex high and Globex low. All right, there were our numbers pre-market. Let's jump into the charts as we saw them today. Some key highlighted charts. Let's take a look at the NQ this morning. Again, looking here on the 5-minute chart versus the 15-minute. We actually ended up having a reset. This was the AM chart here off of 54.10. Again, the move started early. The momentum off the lows worked their way up to the Globex highs on all three indices. However, deep pullbacks on the ES and NQ with the YM in a smooth trend. Here we go. We have our price action here on the 5-minute NQ. Ending up actually resetting itself, but it was the 15-minute. This was the original MML up here, 54.49. As time lagged throughout the day, it reset itself, pushed to 54.29 up to resistance, and then in the last 30 minutes up here till 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, we actually had a reset back to 54.49, which ended up coming in at the highs. Nice move all around. So there's your NQ opening move today. Good picture, good analysis here. You got yourself a trend. Again, I said deep pullbacks. Trade management alone probably took you out. You were looking for possible pockets of opportunity, which just didn't hold. But off the market open, here it is, 9:30 price action above the cloud. Here you are. Again, remember we mentioned we were looking for price action to break. We saw around open around downside here. Let me see, make sure I have that opening price correct. Yep, 54.11.25. Just right up above. I'll have to check my charts here. I'm not sure why that's showing up a little different. Anyway, point being here, price action opening up above the Globex low and never coming back downside. And so we want to see, are we going to be able to break that Globex high there? Either way, HA bars to the upside, pull back upside off the MML lows and off the negative 45 on the AD line gives you the long confirmation upside on both the market and Turtles MML upside, and the fact that price action went on 100% net short position, did not come back down and take out the Globex low. So you got yourself a positive setup upside. All right, there's your NQ opening move. And NQ post 1 hour, the 5 and the 15. There they are, 54.49. Again, 5 minutes pulling back to the major support resistance. But there was the line in the sand for most of the day, 54.29. Post 75 minutes, the NQ. Again, there was that early opening session move. Price action pulled back, gives you another opportunity. Again, we were dealing with Globex levels. Globex levels here as the NQ came into the pre-Euro close. Again, choppy. There it is, really never being able to get back upside above that Globex high. That's what contained that balanced profile there today. Major support resistance both on the 5 and the 15, and AD line just retesting downside. So again, very, very difficult, challenging setup just to get something to run away. So it was more a range-bound session. But in the end, higher time frame and price lifted. All right, so there's your NQ towards the pre-Euro close AM session. That's the battle that we had there today on the Globex high on the NQ in the AM session. Other marks, other charts, taking a look at the ES. Impressive here. Price action, again, mentioning before, take the Globex low. Once the low has been set for the day, you can go with the 10 handle rule. or add the Globex low to the average daily range. Give yourself a move upside. ES again getting up here to 23.58, so just shy of the average daily range. All right, off the MML lows this morning, though, quite impressive. Stop here at 46.75 would have given you the setup with the HA bars and trend to the move to the upside that we'll see here on the bigger picture in a moment. All right, other charts and trend today. Very impressive move on the crude here. All charts in sync. 51.44, 5.34. Deeper pullback. Maybe trade management take you out. Give you another opportunity to the upside. Tough to stay on these. I know that, Jedi traders. But let your trade management work for you today, because tomorrow it will save you. All right. So there it was. Market profile on the crude here as price action. Again, 100% overnight was balanced. And lifting above. Price action lifted this morning. Again, I have the wrong time here. It should be 8 o'clock. I apologize. Would have to go back and check the number. Either way, the key chart here, the MML chart off the lows here as price action lifted on the crude open, retested the support level and worked its way up here to resistance, closing out towards the low 51s. All right, so wrapping up the session here, NQ again. We mentioned the Globex high, a lot of resistance here today, just couldn't get above that number. Finally in the afternoon session, closing it out here at 415 and then pushing up to 54.49-ish, right in the zone to the upside on the MML. So pockets of trend. If you went with the price action on the bigger time, not bigger time frame, on the 51.44, only the setups where you had everything in the green would have given you opportunity, and just you could have laid off on the PM session. Take a look at the YM, a little bit smoother there. Price action here on a 10-tick range chart. Nice move to the upside. Again, pull back, get back in. You got all green. You got all green. Pull back, leave it alone. Get back on the green. Whether you stayed in this, most likely trade management took you out. Another opportunity to the upside on the YM. And wrapping up on the ES full session. There it is. Very choppy action as we saw the open. 23.50.75, only up 56.50. Got yourself a setup. 1, 2, 3. Better of the setups over here. You get above the VWAPs here after the resistance. Breakout above. Stopped out. Maybe perhaps a little bit of a move upside. Hold off. Then you got your afternoon session. 1 and 1 to the upside as the ES rolls up to finish up on the market profile here. Again, very nice profile here. Bell curve with single prints on both sides. Here's your today's low, today's high. Again, never taking out the Globex low. There's our price action from yesterday's split value areas. Value 1, value 2 over here. Overnight session was balanced within that. Point of control taken out today and the daily gap. So price action closing out up here. But again, nice market profile. Looks good to the market. Means a breakout eventually will come. All right, NQ, same picture. CPO, market profile, single prints on both sides, bell curve across the board. All right, a little extra time there on the charts. Again, I wanted to show you the volume profile. Volume profile, good analysis of how much was traded at a certain price versus time. So a nice, good balanced profile for the market today. Taking a look at the daily gaps, weekly opening price, NQ being able to get back above, and the YM, ES struggling a little bit, still down below, as we've already put in 2 new all-time highs this week on the NQ. All right, AD lines across the board. Found that low on the negative 45. Nothing other, no other charts stood out today other than the typical 750 as a line of support on the ISS 9C. All right, big picture again here. Daily trend of the day. There it is. NQ upside, higher time frame, 15 tick. Again, it was these deep pullbacks today that was a challenge here. Again, if you take the MML lows, nothing wrong with that. But that was a pre-market entry. If you had gotten in right at the market open, you had yourself a shot. It was pretty darn close here as the price action pulled back down. So if you were taking out on the red bars here, you did have an opportunity to get back in. But you would have had to keep that stop at that swing size low. So market profile, from the perspective of not coming down, taking out the Globex low, giving us some levels upside, whether it's fib targets, average daily range. MML levels worked really nice today as it worked its way up to major support resistance. Again, finding a lot of consolidation here, and then finally right at the end lifting to that 54.49. So nice move, a little bit challenging on the HA bars just to find yourself in a trend that looked comfortable as we are used to, but off the lows, definite. Once you had the solid trend with all the green bars, then you had a pocket of opportunity as long as trade management were to keep you in. All right, all across the board, as we mentioned, crude with a nice move upside, gold across, a little bit choppy here in the PM session, but again, nice lift on the Globex there on the GC. Yen, again, didn't move much here in the PM session, late AM session, a little bit of a move downside, deep pullbacks on the yen, and overall across the board, euro chopping across. Nice move here, solid body, tails down. Look for the HA bars to confirm the trend. All right, looking ahead to tomorrow. Right now, NQ working its way up to 54.49. Watch the upper levels, 54.59 up to 63 here. So across the board, 60-minute. Let's see if we can hold above that weekly VWAP at this point. Any pullback here will start to look down and back down to 54.29 to start, all the way down to 54.10. Taking a look at the YM, both the 4-hour, 60-minute, 50-minute, all the way back up to the highs. Look for a reset of the YM chart, but holding above the weekly VWAP. Looks strong. Watch for the upper levels up here to start. 684 to the upside, former resistance there last week at the end of March. And then what you want to do is you want to pop over to the daily chart on the YM, see if we got anything upside. There it is. We want to break above that 50 MA. Sitting here at around 662, so a little bit above that 648, 654 posted here in the chart, and 684. Again, 50 MA sitting here at 662, 662. Got to break above that level. I apologize, it's right here at the overbought. So YM look to break above that, and then we'd be looking upside at 938 upstairs. 938 upstairs. Before we get there, we'll be looking at 781. All right, last chart, ES, 4-hour, 60-minute, 15-minute. There we are, poking up to the highs again. Watch for the pullbacks, at least down to 23.51. That would be a 50% pullback. Love the fact we're back above the weekly VWAP, but I see the resistance once again here in the 60-minute. So we'll be looking again upstairs to 63 to 65 for the overnight. Any pullback, watch the 15-minute chart down to 51. Keep in mind, watch those daily charts, daily NQ here. Still holding above the 10, love it. Sitting above the 50 and the 200, so strong trend. And we're lifting above the major support. We had a little difficulty there at the end of March. Let's see if we can push that up any higher. And I'm looking down the YM, so we got the wrong chart there. Let's, there we go, 4-hour chart. And, excuse me, there's our range chart. So that's what we're looking at, 55.07 up here, at least up to 55.47. All right, take a look again at the weekly daily ES. There it is, daily ES. Pop up that big chart again. Want to see that 10 EMA hold up, as well as price action holding above, so far above the 50. Lost it a little bit third week of March there, but regained some traction. So we're looking upside here, already up here to 23.75 plus. All right, those are the lines. Those are the levels. You all know Jedi traders. Those can change at any moment, so you got to be ready in both directions. Looking ahead to tomorrow, we're looking at ADP employment. We're looking at a couple Red Star events, including FOMC. And as we talk about FOMC, that's right, in the news today, Fred Lacker leaving the Federal Reserve. Been a little bit of a troubles with the market there, and decide to, you can read up more on that online. But anyway, one less there. And a couple of econ highlights here today. Nothing to speak of that really impacted the market. So we leave with a uptrend chop today, leading out the week, looking at the employment situation towards the end of the week. Hey guys, if you want to check out those Federal Reserve minutes, here you can check them out at federalreserve.gov/monetary policy. You can read up that on your spare time. All right, that concludes an insight into the daily trend and technical momentum of the indices and key futures markets. Hey guys, I try to give you the levels as I see them. Be ready in both directions. In the end, it's really about being ready on the core charts, which is the high probability setup each day. We look for smoothness. We can't always get it. We get those deep pullbacks like we did today. So, hey, trade management takes over. You got a trade management setup. Don't change it. Keep it constant every day. Some days it will stop you out. Most days it will give yourselves an opportunity to be on a runner. And today wasn't one of those days. Hindsight is great, but in the end, unless you got that entry off the MML low and you just hung on there, you had a good day. Otherwise, very choppy and slow grinding. Feel free to email me if you have any questions at tradingfibs.com or any of my social media outlets to obtain more information. My trading mantra is one simple strategy. Any market, any chart, any time frame will keep you disciplined. Again, you can find me on Twitter at TradingFibs. And as always, I leave the crystal ball to the experts. I only watch what's in front of me and on my charts. And as always, leave your buys at the door when trading. I apologize. If you want to get in touch with me, go ahead and email me, David at TradingFibs, if you're interested in joining us, especially in our community of like-minded traders seeking those highest probability setups on each and every day in our charts, setups, live charts. All right, have yourselves a blue zone day wherever you may be. Get out, walk around something. If you see a picture there, you can just walk around the block and tell somebody you walked around the block. Other than that, didn't have any great pictures for today. It was that bad, just like watching paint dry on these market profile days that are just simply balanced. But that's the market. That's what we roll with. Every week there's something. And as we roll into April, be aware it is economics earnings season. So if it's not an FOMC minute or an employment situation, it's numbers by the companies. So, all right, guys, I will see you tomorrow. Have a good day, good night, and good trading to you.